So what is happening? Joe Biden has addressed three major indicators that will indicate the likelihood of a federal fourth stimulus check just for all of us guys. And now you may be eligible right now for an extra $2,000 from the IRS. Many people currently qualify for this relief but don't even know how to claim it. Make sure you watch to the end to learn how to receive this stimulus, because the president sent out an important tweet for those hoping for a fourth stimulus. Joe Biden's tweet addressed three major economic indicators affecting American families, and the president's tweet highlighted the good news about these three economic data points, showing that positive changes have provided welcome breathing room for American families. Now, if inflation continues to rise this year like always, a fourth stimulus payment could become more likely, and there are three economic indicators that President Biden and the lawmakers are watching closely. In his tweet, Biden addressed gas prices, inflation, and real wages. Specifically, the president said gas prices are down from last peak's peak, and inflation for grocery prices came down again last month, and real wages are up for over the last 7 months. So with gas prices lower, Americans are paying less. Fill up, everybody. And what this means is that inflation, on the other hand, it refers to the prices of goods and services. Inflation had a 40-year high over the past year or so, and the fact that the price increases are slowing down a major boom to people who were struggling to pay for the basics, it shows that things are getting a little bit better. Real wages refer to inflation-adjusted wages, and when the real wages go up, this means that your buying power goes up. However, if gas prices and grocery prices start to rise again, or real wages fall, it's likely that President Biden will once again make another offering of stimulus relief. And the good news is that there are state governments with plans to bring taxpayers relief in a world of surging prices. Financial experts had warned that 2023 might bring a smaller tax refund than previous years, but the IRS stats thus far are encouraging. The average refund this tax season is only $3,100, only a little less than last year's $3,500 average. One of the biggest ways to get more money in your tax refund is by claiming all of your potential tax credits. Even though the child tax credit is less this year, still a considerable $2,000 for each dependent who was younger than 17 in 2022. And now the tax credits directly subtract money from the federal income taxes that you owe, meaning each dollar in tax credits you receive is a dollar that you save in taxes. Tax deductions, on the other hand, reduce your amount of taxable income, which lowers your tax, and tax credits are also classified as either non-refundable, fully refundable, or partially refundable. The child tax credit for families with young children provides $2,000, everybody, for each dependent child, and whoever is younger than 17, you'll get that money, because the 2022 child tax credit amount begins to phase out for people making $200,000 or more. And even a tax expert has told CNET that the child tax credit is one of the most valuable for taxpayers. He notes that the credit will help available in qualifying children, and parents of 4 could receive $8,000. After years during this time, the credit was fully refundable. Now it's not refundable again starting this year in 2023. But the Earned Income Tax Credit has also been around since '75. It's designed to help the low and moderate income households get out of poverty. It's a work credit, so you have to be employed to get it, and it may reduce or erase any federal tax that you owe if you qualify. And in 2022, 30 million American workers and families received about $64 billion in the Earned Income Tax Credits after filing their taxes. And according to the IRS, this money will help so many people.
To see that there is some acknowledgement of the climate crisis here in the report. But when we look closer, it does seem that it's only mentioned about twice, once to criticize climate science at the U.S. Geological Survey, and once in a section offering scientifically dubious solutions. But in the report, there is a failure to acknowledge the disproportionate impact that these changes have on...
It's happening. The millions of people may see a drastic increase and decrease in the monthly benefit checks. Direct deposit of checks or set to go out to Social Security recipients may be adjusted from the federal government. And there's some shocking news. A new Congressional Budget Office reports projects that an even more dire outlook for Social Security's future than was previously calculated. Without action to fix the situation, huge benefit cuts for recipients will begin in 2033, and preventing those cuts will require massive tax increases for working Americans beginning immediately. In contrast to the Social Security's trustees' own projections, the Congressional Budget Office estimates that Social Security's combined retirement and disability insurance programs will run out of money again just 2 years earlier. And now that tax increases necessary to fund scheduled benefits are higher than the Social Security's trustees projected. The trustees also assumed only a 4.5% price inflation in 2022 and 2.3% in 2023, while the CBO report accounted for the recent 8.7% cost of increase. According to economists, Social Security's future is not secure. The program is running out of time and money. Recent increase in government spending and debt have crowded out options for reform, and virtually all Americans stand to lose some policy enactment. The Congressional Budget Office report stated that there are 5 main issues right now with Social Security. And the first is that Social Security has a spending problem. Social Security will only be able to pay out 2% tax, and the program promised to take never more than 6% of a worker's paycheck. Today it takes 12%, and even that falls short of the program's ever-rising cost. The Congressional Budget Office projects that Social Security's costs will increase by 42% of the next 75 years, as its revenues remain stable. Protecting Social Security requires reining in on the excessive cost growth, and actually means benefit cuts of 23%. Current law requires that Social Security benefits come from within the program, so once fund draw runs dry, Social Security will only be able to pay as much as benefits as it receives in taxes. That will mean a roughly $5,000 cut in annual benefits for a typical retiree, and about $4,000 less for the average disability beneficiary. Congressional Budget Office also stated that as of right now, anyone who is 65 or older will not reach today's Social Security retirement age. That's before the age of money runs out. Also, anyone who is currently below the ages of 57 and 107 today, who is still alive and collecting benefits in 2033, will be subject to benefit cuts. It's also predicted that younger workers have the most to lose in benefits. Because if policymakers fail to act and benefit cuts began in 2033, the Congressional Budget Office estimates that people born in 1970 will experience a 26% reduction, and those born in the 80s and 90s will receive a 27% reduction. It's preventing insolvency to tax increases. It would require 18% tax roll, and now the Congressional Budget Office says that maintaining Social Security scheduled benefits for the next 75 years would require an immediate increase in Social Security payroll tax from 12 to 17%. This would mean $12,000 in Social Security taxes for the median household that has about $71,000 of income. Adding in Medicare and federal and state income taxes will bring the median household's marginal tax rate to 48%. And the number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits increased less than expected last week, pointing to a still tight labor market, while the economy rebounded faster than previously estimated.
Have countries actually succeeded in using this language to defend their laws protecting consumers or workers or the environment?
It's quite infrequent. Less than 5% of the cases where at the WTO where regulations were challenged as illegal trade barriers were upheld under these necessary and legitimacy type tests. So it's very difficult to survive under these particular policy caveats. But as I said, I think it's going to be harder with digital because we have so little